Hi, everybody. James Wanless here, and we are rolling on with the continuation of the Competitive Nature series, which is using the green cards, nature cards, Sustain Yourself cards from this new deck of mine. And what I'm doing is I'm picking cards for each competitive uh, contest and confrontation that we're seeing in our world. And I'm picking the sporting world because it's not life or death, and we're all entertained by it. And so what I'm doing here today is we're taking a look, a forelook, if you will, a preview of the upcoming wild card and playoff games in Major League Baseball. Now, it struck me today, I opened the paper and it said about there's a wild card game tomorrow, Friday, and the headline said, "Get wild with these wild card games." I thought, well, that sounds perfect for me. So, here I am with these wild cards. They're nature cards, and they are wild. And I'm going to pick a card for each of the teams in this playoff, um, and we'll see what part of nature really dominates here. I think it's a fascinating kind of study to really see about nature and how it relates to us and how different parts of nature interact with each other and how they compete with each other. Nature is mostly collaborative, but it's a competitive situation also. Um, hey, we all know that. So here we are. The first game, which is tomorrow night, Friday night, is between the Oakland A's and the Texas Rangers. No, I'm sorry. Let's go over to, no, that's wrong. Let's go to, gosh, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Atlanta Braves. This is a wild card game. Now, what's weird about this, only baseball would do this. I love it. After 162 games, these two teams, who are big winners, now play one game as a playoff to see who goes on. After 162 games, we're going to play one. Now, the other interesting thing about baseball is of all the sports, in a way, it's the most quixotic. It's the most serendipitous. It's the one that has the most quixotic strangeness, weirdness to it, because the ball can bounce any way, and funky little infield hit might win a game. And one baseball game does not always test the merits of a better team. That's why in other sports we might have like a 7-game playoff in basketball. And usually in baseball it's a 7-game series because that's what we need to determine a winner. Football is different. In one game of football, the best team usually wins. But in any event, when it comes to these playoffs, it's all about who's hot and who's not. So the best teams don't always win. So anyway, let's just see what Mother Nature, she knows sports. Let's see what Mother Nature has to say about this. So the first game, the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Atlanta Braves. Boy, two really good. Well, they're all good teams. Okay, so the card picked for St. Louis is this moon card, this moon wolf, if you will. Very powerful. The power of the moon, the power of the wolf. I mean, this is a magnetic. Hey, the moon pulls the oceans, the tides. I'm sure. The Cardinals have a lot of juice going into this. And the Cardinals, by the way, won the World Series last year. So it's a powerful team. Now, there's 101 cards in this Green Wisdom Sustain Yourself deck. And I just, face down, pick one card for each of the teams. So the other card I came up with for the Atlantic Braves is dogs. Dogs. And I'm like, wow. Now, is this an underdog? Is Atlanta Brave maybe the overdog? Are they dog? But what's really curious about this is both dogs. I mean, canines. This is the canine family or species or something like that. And what's interesting, this is the Braves card as domestic dogs, which are a subspecies of the more wild dog, the wolf. So in a way, the wolf is a superior animal. If you were to pit them in a ring, wolf and puppy, domestic dog, I know what's going to happen here for sure. So I got to go with this one. I'm going to go with the power dog. the wolf and the moon rather than a bunch of domesticated doggies. You know what I mean? So, by the way, see Beverly Hills Chihuahua, what a great film, a great dog lover film. So I'm picking St. Louis over the dogs, underdogs, in this case, the Atlanta Braves. Okay, first game. Second game is the Baltimore Orioles. By the way, I'm wearing my sports outfit on, and I'm really buffed out, and I've got my green wisdom kind of dude here, the old sage who's coming from the forest and can see and foresee, kind of a Merlin Green Man kind of character. So I'm feeling it. I'm in my, my jungle back here, so everything's cool. All right, now back to baseball. Sorry about that. Baltimore Orioles versus the Texas Rangers. Now this is a strange one. Well, it's all strange. So the Baltimore Orioles. What an upstart team. Nobody would have figured at all that they'd be in this playoff hunt, let alone in this wild card game. So anyway, the card picked for them is babies. Learning. So, this is the first time Baltimore has been in a playoff in years. Years. So sorry about that. And it's learning, so I'm thinking to myself, God, I'm not feeling real confident about this team because it's a learning experience. They're brand new. They're kids. They're babies in this thing. And the team they're playing is the Texas Rangers, who have been in the World Series, I think, the last couple of years. I mean, this is a veteran team, although the last week or two of the season, they've really folded. So, again, it's about who's hot, not about always who's better. But the card that came up for the Rangers is the Sun card, which is all about energy, and it's the power of the sun. I gotta go with the Sun card, over, the babies card for this thing, for sure. I remember last week I did this, and the green algae card came up, and it was a Sun card versus a hands card. It was a football thing. And I didn't quite know about the green algae card, which I was stupid, because why would I bet against the sun? Because green algae is the first green plant on Earth that was able to photosynthesize to eat the sun. So I'm thinking sun is all powerful and is really the Texas Rangers, and they're going to spank and kick these babies who are probably going to go, wow, go home. Okay. All right, now let's go on to the next two games. We see the Oakland Athletics. Unbelievable they are in this. By July 1st, they were 13 games out of first place, and they win the division. They cruise past the Texas Rangers in the last day or something like that, and nobody even comes to these games in Oakland. I mean, it's like almost a wasteland, but it's really amazing. Anyway, they're playing the Detroit Tigers, and the Tigers are an established team of power hitters and power pitchers. They got stars. I mean, they are stacked. They are loaded. So here are the cards. For the upstart Oakland Athletics, the A's, Earth changes. Here's this big bear monster human being actually coming into Earth and creating all this havoc on Earth with warming and this and that. We see droughts and forest fires and earthquakes and all sorts of disasters happening here. It's called Earth Changes. So it would be a momentous, insane shift of power with the Oakland A's winning against the star-established Detroit Tigers. But I must say, the A's won a World Series way back in '88, or well, I don't know, way back when they were playing the Giants, and there was a great earthquake then, and it's a great earthquake during that series, and so the whole Candlestick Park was shaking, like. So the A's have some history of shocking the world. Wow, what a seismic shift in power in baseball this would be. Okay, so what about the Detroit Tigers? Amazing card. Stars. I love, this is my collage work. I love these two kind of abstract profiles, characters looking up at the stars, and But what's cool about this is the Detroit Tigers are full of stars. I mean, these are star players, and stars are basically suns, right? So I mean, hey, I gotta go with these. With the Tigers. I mean, I just, I know the Stars are going to be out tomorrow night, and we're not sure there's going to be an earthquake tomorrow night. So, I've got to go with the Stars on that one, which is the Detroit Tigers. They've got the pitchers, the sluggers, everything. They got it. Okay, they might go all the way. Who knows? We'll keep on with this as we move through it. Now we're getting to a game that I should really disqualify myself from. I'm not objective here. These other games I really don't care, actually. But this game I care about. Why? Because, whoa, you might see it. I am from the San Francisco Bay Area, and I love the Giants. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, baby. Anyway, I go back to Willie Mays and all these cats. So they're in the series. I mean, this series, not a one-game series, but a real regular playoff series, not this one-game thing, with who are they playing? They're playing the Cincinnati Reds, who are, by the way, managed by Dusty Baker, who used to be the manager of the San Francisco Giants. And now he's with the Reds. Now, that's kind of interesting kind of symbolism. But anyway, here we go. So I'm going to disqualify myself from betting on this one. I did say on my Facebook site that if anybody picks the ultimate, there's 101 cards in here, and it's a playoff. If one of the cards loses, one of the team loses, that card is out. And we're going to go all the way through, and there'll be one winning nature card, the dominant power of nature. So if anybody, and this is free, I mean, this is better than a lottery. Pick one of these 101 nature cards, Facebook me, James Wanless. And if you pick the right one, if the one is the winner at the end of 101, then hey, you win the Voyager store. All of my products, my books, my courses, my whatever. I may not be worth the big lottery money, but it's worth something, and it's free. Yeah, why would you not want to do this? Anyway, okay, so here we go. We're looking at Dusty Baker's Reds. And the card for the Cincinnati team, good team, of course they're all good, is openness. It's the blank card in the sustain yourself deck. And it's like, whoa, what does that mean? Well, it means no thing or anything or. It's anything is possible here. Open slate, it's open. And nothing is certain. So if there's ever a game that you'd take off the board if you were in Vegas, this would be the one, because this one is the Reds are hard to fathom who they can be. And the blank card. So who would bet on that? Now, let's just see, however, what the Giants are. My Giants, and they are the Flying Geese. That's right. Well, that may should be a new name. There are a lot of pigeons out there in San Francisco, but these are migrating birds, big birds that are going places, and they got power, and they got flight, and they take off, and they're majestic. And I mean, yeah. What do you? What would you bet on between this open slate of possibility or these incredible migrating geese, flying birds? And the Giants won the World Series just 2 or 3 years ago, a short time ago. So they've been there. They have an inner kind of biochip of how to succeed, if you will, and they got the pitching. So in any event, I can't be objective about this one, so I'm going to take it off the board. But I'd like to know what you know. So Facebook me. Give me your predictions, and we're going to go on with this series called Competitive Nature, and to the next playoffs. And I mean, I never watch these playoffs, frankly, because I think baseball is way too slow. If I was the commissioner of baseball, I could solve this thing, because actually it's a pretty good sport, except it's too slow. Who is going to sit down and watch these guys between every pitch, adjust their helmet, adjust their wristband, adjust their crotch, between every pitch? Give me a freaking break. If we had a clock like football, a pitcher's got to pitch the ball in a certain second, the guy's got to the batter's box in a certain number of seconds with a deal. I would love that. I would love that. That game would, baseball would be very cool if it were quickened up and swift. Boy, that would be exciting. Really, really exciting. But anyway, there you go, folks. Here's our predictions based on Mother Nature. Let's see how prescient Mother Nature is and how cool I was, kind of sensitive I was in channeling nature into these competitive sports. So I'll be back with more predictions and more of the competitive nature. Have fun. We shall see. Bye.